Hi, I'm Perry Black, right here on Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Don't go away because our clinical director, Chad Strike, and his wife, Joanna, are with us, and they're also foster parents of 3. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and on this show, again, we have 2 guests, and 2 guests is always better than 1 unless you want to talk. And since Joanne's not been on the show, you'll probably be fine if you don't have to talk. On this show, we have Chad Strike, his lovely wife, Joanne, and Chad's been with us for 15 years.
Yeah.
Golly. I remember, Chad, meeting you at a Chinese restaurant in West Little Rock.
Yeah.
And immediately I knew that you were the one that was supposed to be at the ranch. Did you know that too?
Yeah.
Have you ever questioned that? Don't answer that.
It was interesting because when I decided to come, I had a lot of people that had said, no, you don't need to go there. There's different reasons. It's way out in the woods. But I felt a complete peace about that decision and knew that was the best decision.
One thing I don't think we've ever asked you on set before, where were you working when I met you?
I was the clinical director at Pinnacle Point Hospital, which is the largest psychiatric hospital in the state of Arkansas.
Right there on Chenal.
Yeah.
Now, when my previous clinical director, which I think he was probably a staff of 1 back those days, told me, he said, well, there's a couple of people I want to introduce you to. One is Chad Strike, the other was someone else.
Yeah.
And I knew immediately, as soon as he mentioned your name, and I had never met you, I knew in my heart immediately you were the one I wanted to talk to. And that's what I told him. I said, I don't even want to talk to you, I want to talk to Chad. And I said, do you know where he goes to church? He actually said, I think he goes to First Southern Baptist. And I said, well, I want to talk to him. But you were actually a member of Agape Church.
Yeah, we've been at Agape since '97.
Yeah. And I served at Agape, for some of you that may or may not know that, I served at Agape from 1980 to December 31st, 1987. So I left and y'all came.
Yeah.
See, God doesn't fill a full cup. I had to create a vacuum.
Yeah.
And you guys have, for years, have worked with the teenagers over there.
Yeah.
Your pastor, Scott Stewart, who I've known since he was a teenager.
Yeah.
His parents are my best friends. His dad's with the Lord now, and so I've known Scott since he was 19, I think. His sister was in my youth department. We spent many trips out to the country where his parents lived, and they hosted weenie roast and all that.
Yeah.
So we have a divine connection, and I think that's
Definitely.
why the Lord directed us to come together. And of course, Scott now pastoring Agape Church. We supported him for many years as a missionary. So Joanne, you've been married to the ranch for 15 years.
Yes.
Because he's there a lot of times in the evenings.
Yes.
And holidays and weekends and school's out, he's at the ranch or at our ranch campus here in town, ministering and counseling with young people. Mm-hmm. So how's that work for you?
Oh, we've enjoyed it all this time. It's good.
It's good. And your parents, we'll just do some free advertising. Your parents go to the church here.
Yes.
And your brother serves at the state capitol.
Mm-hmm.
So since your last name is Strike, what's your maiden name?
Thurston.
And your brother's name?
John Thurston.
And he serves at the capitol doing what?
Secretary of State.
And he will be running for office in November, actually
Yes.
probably very, very soon, and he'll be running for what office?
The same office.
Secretary of State
Yes.
again. So I wonder what the Secretary of State does. We should have him on and ask him that question. He's also a friend.
Yes.
And your parents are very involved at Family Church Bryant. And I've never understood why y'all don't attend here other than you've been lifelong members at Agape.
Yeah.
Along with one of our producers off set here, Kathy Dorr.
Right.
She's been on set many times. So we just got a lot of really neat connections and that's how the kingdom of God's supposed to work, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So Chad, you've been clinical director for a long time. So before we get too far, recently y'all have had a new addition to your home. Joanne,
Yes,
you want
more
to
than
tell
one.
us? Want to tell us about that?
Well, in May we got a 10-year-old, but now she's 11. And then October we have twin babies.
So y'all
They're
have.
almost 2 in April.
Now I just literally a couple of weeks ago watched a show with you, Chad. We were talking about a 10-year-old,
Yeah.
and I was watching that, going, I thought you had a couple of little ones. So since that show, y'all now have two-year-olds,
Twins.
twin 2-year-olds.
Yeah, they're 20 months. And what happened was
almost
we had a DHS worker call that said that she had a sibling group of 7, 13 down to our 19-month-olds. And the house we had at the ranch could only take 5. And so I text Joanna and said, there's 2 twin 19-month-olds. Are you interested? And it was kind of quiet, so I was like, well, I'll just let that sit there for a little bit and see what she says. And then, she said, yeah, let's do it.
Now, I want to talk to our folks, those that view that. I don't know if they truly grasp the gravity of fostering, mentoring, and adopting. We have one person on staff, Eric Henderson, who serves here at our church, who filled in as a respite, he and his wife. His wife worked as a case manager, I think, for a number of years. And he took a young man out to get a haircut, ended up adopting him.
Yeah.
He's now 24 years old.
Yeah.
You're our clinical director, you and 2 other LCSWs, counselors,
Yeah.
along with 5 or 6
About 5 or 6
case managers.
Yeah.
And you are infected with the love of God, and now y'all are also in your time at home fostering 3 kids, along with how many children do you have?
Well, we only have, we had 3 children, but they're grown basically, 17 and above.
Well,
So
17 and what?
20 and 22.
And one of them is getting married?
Yes, in June.
In June. So you'll have room for another one.
Well, we moved him out. He's living in the basement with the 20-year-old.
Hey, I know what y'all are up to. You're like telling your older kids, y'all got to move out.
Yeah,
We got to
gotta
move
move
foster
out.
kids in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My
just as
mother
we were getting ready to kind of have an empty nest, and we're like, well, let's get
Start over.
3 little ones in.
I asked my mother when I got out of the Army, December 31st, 1971, I said, Mom, can I stay at the house? She said, sure, as long as you pay rent. I said, well, if I got to pay rent, I might as well move out. She said, that's a great idea. So I see what y'all are up to. Y'all are fostering so you can convince your other kids to move out and grow up.
There you go.
That's a great deal. I'm sure we're getting some people that are going to be calling us about that. How does that work for you? You know, these shows are designed to let you know people involved out here, what we call in the field, actually in the field of fostering, mentoring, and adopting. And there's got to be something about it that God does in your heart when you take that step of faith. We're going to take a brief break, and I want you to prayerfully consider contacting us and letting us know how you can be involved. We'll be right back.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Our special guest on this show, Chad Strike, is our clinical director. He has 2 other counselors, LCSWs, that work on that team, along with 5 or 6 other case managers. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We do that every time we have y'all on the show, because I want people to understand that if they want to contact us and investigate what it means to foster, what's the process, that our case managers and our clinical team will literally walk them through the entire process. And when the process is over and you're allowed to receive kids into your home, we're still there.
Yeah.
We are still there to help you. And you know, I know French. When I say we, what do I mean, Chad?
Me.
We. But our whole team is there to support people. My mother was a foster mother, my mom and dad, and I grew up as a foster home. And we didn't have that support network.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are hesitant to take that step because they don't know what it involves, and I'll be out here on my own. That's not the way it works.
No. And Joanna's actually talked to some of her friends that have fostered in the past that aren't fostering now, and they don't foster because of that reason, because of the lack of support. And so we really try to surround our foster parents with support, maybe taking the kids out for a little bit, maybe coming over when there's a crisis, helping them with school, appointments. We really try to make the fostering process as easy as possible.
Yeah. And what is fostering like, Joanne? You've been fostering now for how long?
Since May.
So that's been about a year.
Yeah.
So how do you get support from the clinical staff?
Yeah, definitely. They'll take the kids out sometimes to the park and whatever.
So do y'all actually have a case manager that assists y'all?
Yes.
We have a case manager and a therapist that works with our 10-year-old or 11-year-old.
Yeah. So what's it like having two little ones?
It's busy, for sure. Busy.
You know, I don't know how many people are new to the show, but growing up at one time we had as many as 19 children at my house. I don't know where we slept. I still haven't figured that out. I know we had a pull-out couch, we had cots, we had pallets, we had baby beds. But as a young teenager, 12's not a teenager, but 12, 13, 14 years old, I rocked two babies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I knew how to change. When I got married and when we had children, French, I am French, when Janet had the babies, I knew more about babies than she did because that's what I did. But somehow that gets inside you, seeing lives changed. It wasn't uncommon for children that had been abused to come to our home in the middle of the night, cigarette burns, wounds of different kinds, and then the wounds of the heart. And that's what clinical therapy is really all about, isn't it, Chad?
Is really trying to help them heal, and also then getting ready for whatever is next, going back home or being adopted or aging out of foster care.
Joanne, what would you tell folks that have adopted or have fostered, let's not say adopted, but they have fostered, and they didn't have the support? What are you telling those friends of yours, and what would you tell our viewers?
I definitely go through Second Chance Ranch, honestly, because you do have so many that are so much support.
Yeah.
Yeah, from all directions, really. Like, just the house parents support each other.
Yeah.
We're in a chat, and we just help each other.
Well, we have a network of foster parents. We have 4 homes at the ranch. We have an opening right now for a set of foster parents who want to do this literally full time.
Yes.
That want to move onto our campus. They get a car, a house, utilities, food, their insurance on their vehicle and their home. And we even give them to children. I always like to make sure.
We have lots of those. We get calls all the time about that.
And over 4,000 children in foster care, and some going out of foster care, more coming in. There's opportunities to do that. But if you don't want to leave your vocation and become a full-time foster parent, we do have foster homes in our community.
Yes.
I think in a previous show, Lauren Furman said that we have 10 homes in our community.
Yes.
When we say our community, Chad, is that Saline County?
We have homes in North Little Rock. We have homes in Sheridan. We have homes in Harmony Grove, Saline County. So we kind of do a 45-minute
kind of 45, 50 minute
from
mile
Ben
radius.
Bryant. Yeah.
So anybody watching right here in Central Arkansas, and you've really been thinking about it, and here's what we always find out when somebody contacts us. We find out oftentimes, like myself, from childhood, they were impacted somehow in fostering.
Yeah.
Either they were a foster home, or they lived in a foster home, or they knew someone that was, and it was just in them.
Yeah.
And yet they put it off because the unknown. Mm-hmm. What would we do for anybody? We've got a couple of minutes. What would we do for anybody that would contact us and just say, hey, I'm interested in knowing more so I can prayerfully consider becoming a part?
What typically happens is myself and the other directors will sit down with them. We'll share kind of really the good, the bad, and the ugly about fostering. You know, is your family ready? Here's some decisions that you need to make, and then when they say yes, then we give them the necessary paperwork, and then start them through that process of getting them ready.
And on our campus, you're actually a staff member, and we take care of all the compensation. If they're a home in the community where they own their own home, there is still some remuneration or financial assistance to help them provide for the child or the children, right?
Definitely.
Now, our key right now at Second Chance Ranch, our campus homes, that's all sibling groups.
Yes.
And like you said, a sibling group of 7, of which y'all took 2 of the smallest ones, the other 5 in the same house on one of our campus homes. And then what about if they're a community home where they own their own home, have a job? How many kids would typically be put in a house like that? It wouldn't be a sibling group necessarily.
Well, it could be. I mean, we have one in North Little Rock that has a sibling group of 3.
Oh.
We have others in the community that just have 1 kid. So it kind of depends on the family layout of the house and what their needs are and what they feel like they can tackle, and then we kind of identify or kind of direct them in that path.
45 seconds. What would you say, what's the kind of the definitive difference between a community home where the couple may have a job, one of them or both of them may work, and living on our campus? Because we really are still a network.
Yeah, the only real difference is that when you're a campus home, you really have everything provided for you. That's really your job. When in the community, I still work, so I still go and do stuff during the day, but then when I come home at night or in the morning, I'm a foster parent, so I help out there. So that's kind of the big difference is that.
There are so many opportunities for you to be involved and make a difference. It's easy to throw $10 or $15 at a problem, but why not just allow your heart to open up and contact us, and we'll answer all your questions. We'll be right back.
My name is Phoenix and I'm 16 years old. I like singing and I'm really good at math and reading. I like to do art and stuff, and my favorite thing is to hang out with my siblings. I try to get along with other people, but sometimes it feels like they don't like me, but it's okay. I mostly try to get over that, but mostly I just like to do a lot of things. I'm more active and I'm more happily and bubbly. I like poetry. I feel like it makes I feel like the kids that have been through trauma, I feel like it has more response to what we have gone through. I want to go to college biology school. I want to get my license for college biology. And I want to start my own company. Well, sometimes I feel like school's hard, but I like it. I like to learn. I like science a lot. I love history.
We would love to find a forever home for you. And you said that's something you want, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
Because I've never really had a family there that's been there for me. And I just want somebody that's there that actually can believe me and trust me. And somebody that actually can be there to love me and stuff. And I've always been put down and I've never had someone to look up to, and I've never had somebody to actually hold my hand. And when I was younger and stuff, it was always the kids had to find something, never the adults to have to do something for the kids. It was always the kids that had to do something for the kids. And so I want real parents this time. I would want somebody that, like I said, I would want somebody that would actually be there and to kiss me goodnight and stuff like that. I want somebody to be kiss me goodnight and actually sit down at the dinner table and eat dinner with me, and if I was sick, take me to the doctor if I needed some checkups or something, stuff like that, and if I really needed something to make sure I was important. I would wish for a beautiful home and a beautiful family to look forward to, and a bed to sleep on with a loving mom and dad. I've been through a lot, but I'm a very strong kid, and I've gotten over it, and I'm still standing.
Hey, welcome back. As I always say, when we come back from these segments, my prayer is these segments between the interviews are as impactful as the interviews. The interviews are meant to be personal, but I'm telling you, just Perry, to you, every time I watch these shows and I watch the videos of the children, of the videos produced and presented by Project Zero working with DCFS, I tear up every time. I tear up every time because I want the kids to have a family. That's what they want. That's what they live for. That's what they pray for. And you could be the answer to the prayer of a child and see their life changed and your life changed forever. Would you prayerfully consider contacting us, 501-594-5200 or 2CYR.org. Talk to Chad, talk to Billy and Rachel, talk to Amanda, and say, I want to know more. I just want to know more. It's not a commitment, it's just an investigation.
Definitely.
And I know because you watch this show, and this show airing all through the Victory Television Network audience and neighboring states, I know that you're watching this show because you care. But Jesus said, the wise person is one who digs deep and does it. So would you contact us and let us know? Joanne, what would you say? You're married to a therapist. You've worked in youth ministry at Agape Church. You're deeply engaged now as a foster mom, if you can even use the term, because I know when you're holding those babies, those are not foster babies.
Right.
That's your babies. Because my mother, and my sister, and I, we rocked babies. We never saw them as somebody else's. They were ours.
Right.
Oh gosh, I feel the Holy Ghost in here. What would you tell somebody?
Just do it. Just make the step.
Changes your life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is so impactful. And we say we impact lives, one heart, one life at a time. But who does it really, really impact?
Yeah.
It impacts us.
Definitely.
Chad, what would you say to anybody that's watching?
For me, it's been amazing just to see the transformation of my family. My kids have grown up in church. They've been, in the youth ministry all their life, and now seeing my middle son engaged in ministry with the twins, having that connection, seeing my daughter, really being involved with.
How old
that.
is your daughter?
17.
17, and your middle son?
Is 20.
And see them rocking the baby.
And see them rocking the baby and seeing them involved in this.
Yeah.
Have we had to grow? Have we had to do some things different in our house? Yes.
Yeah.
But
me and Joanne just wiping her eyes over here.
But in the process, I want them to see the other side. I mean, they just see me leaving and doing what I've been doing, but they haven't seen this part.
Now they're engaged. They're a part. It's not Daddy going doing his thing. We're all a part of this.
Yes.
But isn't that a microcosm of the body of Christ?
Yeah.
This show is on the air because Victory Television Network, Pastor Caldwell, Sister Caldwell, Jim Grant, and all that staff, they believe in what we're doing. Mm-hmm. They believe that this show can make a major impact in making foster care something that it's not yet. We have a saying here, we reserve the right to get better.
Yeah.
And all of our viewers, they are a vital part of what we do.
Couldn't do it without them.
And it's your prayers, it's your financial support, it's your encouragement. And the most encouraging thing somebody can do right now is call 501-594-5200. Leave a message, because this is airing late at night. Leave a message and say, please contact me. I want to know more of how I can help make a difference in the life of a child.
Definitely, because there's such a huge need. I get calls, and Bill and Rachel get calls daily We got a call, or I got a text message just about 2 days ago about a sibling group of 4 that just came in foster care. But unfortunately, Pastor Perry, I had to say, I don't have any homes.
So listen to what you just said. We got a call for 4 kids that need a home
To stay together.
to stay together, which is our forte,
Yeah.
and we have a home. We have a home, we
Yeah.
have a van, we have everything we need except you.
Yeah.
And you're watching this show and you think, well, isn't it great what we're doing? But you can be a part of this. And if you come to our campus home, it's a significant compensation package. But that, you either work to make a living or you're living to make a difference. And you can make a difference. Those 4 children should not be told no.
No, and unfortunately, what will probably happen is that they'll be spread out. I don't remember what the age is. It was like 10 and under, but those siblings will probably be separated and be in different homes.
Because most families don't have room for 4 children. We have a house that can handle as many as 6.
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Plus foster parents' kids. So as many as 8 kids, 9 kids could be in a house. We're just waiting on you. This show's on the air because we want a format every week to speak into your life and allow you the opportunity to give your life away and watch those lives changed through your love and ministry, and watch young lives changed. We're not just changing lives, those lives are changing us. I stand in the church foyer and I see our foster children come in, they come over and they hug me, they give me 5. If they ignore me, I make sure they give me a hug or something, It's just awesome to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And our viewers have an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and it's even impacted our church because they see us kind of unloading the 11-year-old, unloading the twins, and so it's getting the church in a mindset of a fostering mindset.
Yeah.
How can we be involved? And they've helped us. They've provided support.
Yeah.
They've given us diapers. They've provided a lot of support as well.
Of the few hundred, I think last count around 350 children looking for an adoptive family, and out of the thousands of churches in our state, I'm going to pitch this one more time. Why not pastors, elders, deacons, church leaders, why not find a family in your church that has the heart to adopt, and you surround them and support them, and we'll support them.
Yeah.
And working together, we can change the world one heart, one life at a time. See you next time right here at 2CYR-TV. Bye-bye.